Now we've got a channel first today, a 2-season tactical challenge, Odessa version 1. Let's get into it. Now I've had a lot of requests to do a 2-season challenge, and that is exactly what we're going to do today. We're going to test it with Liverpool. Now, there's 3 tests that we have done. 1 is season 1 without any transfers. 2 is season 2 without any transfers, just to see how the tactic holds up. And then 3 is a season where I've actually made some transfers in the first instance. Let's see how this tactic does hold up. It's a very good one today. Now this is season 1 and we have won the Premier League, 28 wins, 6 draws, only 4 losses across the season, a goal difference of plus 67 and 90 points on the board. Across the whole season, Mohamed Salah scored 35 goals, highest average rating of 7.60. McAllister with 16 assists, highest across the team. Alisson 96% pass completion, and Mohamed Salah with 9 Player of the Match awards as well. Now in the Premier League, we scored 98 goals, we conceded 31, the second best, 70 yellow cards and 3 red cards as well. Now if we have a look at the Premier League stats and how we have performed, so 98 goals scored across the season, 10 of these coming from corners. We had the most shots with 678, that's 172 more than second place Manchester City. Third few shots against with 259. We are not involved with the best pass completion, nor for the most possession as well with this one. Most tackles won, not involved, and most dribbles made, we are actually top with this one, 901. That's 210 dribbles made, more than any other team this season. We are third for clean sheets with 16 across the season, and we have conceded the second fewest with 31 as well. Now looking at the other competitions, UEFA Champions League were knocked out in the round of 16 by Paris Saint-Germain, but we did win the Emirates FA Cup. Lovely to see, 2-1 against Manchester United into the final, and we also won the Carabao Cup as well, a 3-1 victory over Aston Villa. So very nice to see. First of all, let's have a look at the schedule and see how we did perform across the seasons here. We will just focus on the Premier League, because again, it is the one where we're going to get the most form from this as well. So Leicester City, opening victory, 4-3 against them, 1-0 against Tottenham, 4-1 against Wolverhampton Wanderers. We did lose 3-1 to Chelsea though, which is a little bit disappointed, and we did lose 1-0 to Brighton, but we did beat Manchester City 4-2, 3-0 against Palace, a 4-0 against Brentford, and a 2-1 against Manchester United as well. 4-0 against West Ham United, a 3-1 victory in the Merseyside derby over Everton, but then we lost 1-0 to Arsenal, but we beat Villa 5-2 and Newcastle 6-1 as well. Some good lot of goals coming in this one. A 4-0 against Wolverhampton Wanderers, a 4-1 against Bournemouth, and to be fair, looking at that loss from Arsenal, we didn't lose until the last day of the season against Newcastle United, so 4-1 against Bournemouth, 3-0 against Southampton, a 5-0 against Brighton. We got our revenge on that 1-0 loss earlier on in the season. A 4-1 against West Ham, a 6-1 against Villa. They got absolutely battered by us this season. And then we did lose 1-0 to Newcastle as well at the end of the season. Looking at the squad and how we did perform overall, Mohamed Salah, 35 goals with 6 assists. 25 goals and 9 assists for Chiesa, Alex McAllister with 18 and 16, Darwin Nunez 11 and 8, Szoboszlai 11 and 9, and Curtis Jones 10 and 8 as well. Now if we are going to have a look at the tactic, it is the Odessa 1.0. It's going to be linked in the description down below. If you have managed to get this far and you do like the look of this tactic, let me know down below, hit the like button and subscribe if you don't already. So it is a what's this going to be? A 3-4-3, 3-4-1-2 system, or it could be a 5-2-1-2 as well. So a sweeper keeper on defend with tackle harder as the instruction there. Ball playing defender on defend with dribble more and tackle harder on the right and left hand side, and then the ball playing defender on a stopper in the middle with the same dribble more and tackle harder. 2 wing backs on support with a lot of instructions here. Take more risks, cross more often, cross from the byline, dribble more, run wide with the ball, sit narrower and tackle harder for both of these as well. 2 Segundo Volantes on attack with take fewer risks, move into the channels, tackle harder for both of these as well. An attacking midfielder on attack with move into channels and to tackle harder, and then 2 advanced forwards on attack with tackle harder as their instruction there. It is a balanced mentality. In possession, it's narrow attacking width with pass into space, focus down the left and down the right, shorter passing directness and a higher tempo. run at the defence, and to be more disciplined as well. In the transition, it's counter press and counter with distribute quickly and to roll it out. And then out of possession, a high line press of engagement, a much much higher defensive line as well. So very compact in the top end of the pitch. The intensity is insane with this one, nearly max. So trigger press much more often, prevent short goalkeeper distribution, get stuck in, step up more, and to invite crosses as well. So we have got another season to do, one with transfers, one without. Let's get into it. Now this is a season without transfers. For whatever reason, I asked the director of football to take control of transfers and no one was signed. So we have finished in third place in the Premier League, which isn't too bad with the team that we was from last season. 25 wins, 9 draws, only 4 losses, again matching last season. A goal difference of plus 51 with 84 points on the board as well. Mohamed Salah, top goal scorer with 29 goals, average rating of 7.24, both of them slightly less than last season. Trent Alexander-Arnold with 21 assists, Alisson with 96% pass completion, Trent Alexander-Arnold with 8 player of the matches as well. Goal scored 90, second best in the division, 39 conceded, the 6th best, 68 yellow cards and 1 red card as well. Now one thing that did happen in this save that I did notice, Van Dijk and Curtis Jones were both sold, so I think maybe Van Dijk being out of the team would have affected the goals conceded as well. So in other competitions, well, the stats, let's go with the stats first of all. So we were second for most goals with 90 across the season, second for most shots for 583, fifth for fewest shots against. So we are slightly lower on every metric so far. Pass completion we're not there, most possession we're not there, most tackles are not there, but we are still top for most dribbles made. It is 20 more than the second place Arsenal team in here. We're not involved with the clean sheets and 6th for fewest conceded, so a big drop off in the second season with this one here. In other competitions, knocked out in the quarterfinal by Barcelona of the Champions League. We're knocked out in the 5th round of the FA Cup, but we did win the Carabao Cup again, beating Fulham 1-0. There, disappointing second season, but there was no transfers made with this one as well. Looking at the schedule and how we did perform in the Premier League only. Now we did only lose 4 games I should say this season, but a lot of draws as well. So we drew 2-2 with Nottingham Forest, we beat Manchester City 2-0, 2-1 against Wolverhampton, but then lost 2-1 to Newcastle. This seems to be a bogey team for us this season with this test. Villa, we beat them 3-0, too many draws here against Chelsea and Arsenal and Brighton. But we did beat Fulham 6-2, we lost 4-0 to Tottenham Hotspur. Middlesbrough must got promoted, we beat them 1-0, beat Brentford 3-1, 5-1 against Manchester United. That's a massive victory that is. A draw in the Merseyside derby, and then we lost 3-2 to Manchester City as well. Now we didn't lose another game until the second to last day of the season when we did lose to Everton, so sorry for the Merseyside derby there. Beat Forest 2-0, Wolverhampton 2-1, Newcastle 2-1, Arsenal 2-0, Brighton beat them 5-0, 5-1 against Leeds, 4-1 against Middlesbrough, 6-0 against Crystal Palace. So we did get into some good form towards the last day of the season, and we beat Bournemouth 4-2 as well. In the squads, 29 goals and 9 assists for Mohamed Salah, 20 and 6 assists for Chiesa, Szoboszlai 17 and 12, Jota 16 and 4, with Gravenberch getting 14 and 8. As we can see, we stuck with the same Odessa tactic. Now let's have a look at the season where we made some transfers. Now transfers were made, and I'm just going to go through them quite quickly as well. We sold £278 million worth of players, including £159 million for Mohamed Salah, 62 million for Darwin Nunez, Gakpo for 55 million as well. And then towards the end of last season, we made some signings, a lot of signings as well. 280 million we spent. Usman Diomande, we brought him in for 42 million from Sporting CP. Alphonso Davies, 60 million, rising to 95 from FC Bayern. Ansu Fati, 74 million, rising to 107 from Barcelona. And Antonio Silva, 41 million from Benfica. And we also brought in Victor Osimhen for 103 million. And how did that change? We won the Premier League, 28 wins, 8 draws, only 2 losses, with a goal difference of 71, 92 points on the board, and Manchester City pushed us all the way, but we did nick it just in the end. So Osimhen getting 29 goals across the season, Alphonso Davies, highest average rating of 7.37, Trent Alexander-Arnold, 20 assists, Alisson, 95% pass completion, and Davies getting 8 Player of the Match awards as well. We scored 105 goals, and that's only the second best in the division, but we only conceded 34, which was the best. Looking at the stats for the Premier League, yeah, scored 105 goals. Manchester City scored 22 from corners. That's absolutely unreal. We did have the most shots on target with 706, and the second fewest shots with 257. We're not involved for the pass completion, tackles won, or the most possession, but again, top for dribbles made. Fifth for clean sheets with 13 across the season, and we only conceded 34 as well, which is very nice. We didn't win any other trophies, so we will stick with that one there. With the schedule, how did we perform in the Premier League? Now, we only lost 2 all season. 5-1 against Nottingham Forest, 4-1 against Man City, 4-0 against Wolverhampton, 3-1 against Chelsea, 4-2 against Arsenal, 3-0 against Aston Villa, 3-0 against West Ham, 4-0 against Leeds, 4-1 against Fulham. We lost 1-0 to Tottenham. Any other big wins coming in here as well? I mean, we did very well. We drew 4-4 to Manchester City. We beat Chelsea 4-1. Nottingham Forest 5-1. Too many draws here in the middle, actually. But then we lost 4-2 to West Ham United, 4-0 against Leeds, 5-1 against Middlesbrough, a 5-1 against Everton. Very, very nice to see. The goals were spread around as well. So 29 and 6 for Osimhen. McAllister 23 and 12. Szoboszlai 18 and 13. Jota 14 and 2. Ansu Fati 13 and 6. Chiesa 10 and 5. Absolutely fantastic. This is kind of how was trying to set up, but it is with the Odessa 1.0. I'm a big fan of this tactic, a nice formation as well, very solid at the back, especially with the second season that we did. Can the tactic work for 2 seasons? I think this one can. Give it a download, link is in the description. If you made it this far, hit the like button and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.